Hi, so before we start this video, I wanted to quickly say thank you for 500,000 subscribers. It's so crazy that this channel has reached that milestone, and it's really exciting. I will be doing a subscriber special, and in that video, I'll be doing a Q&A, so if you have questions you want to ask me, please leave them down in the comments. It's been a really long time since I've done a Q&A, so I'm excited to do another one. Anyways, I think that's all I wanted to say. I'll save all of my thank yous and special words for the subscriber special. And now we'll get on to the video. Hello everyone! In this week's video, we are doing a sketchbook tour. I always think sketchbook tours are a lot of fun and many of you seem to enjoy them. So I'm excited to show off this sketchbook. This sketchbook I actually started in one of my previous videos. I don't remember which one, but I'll put it up on screen. So if you want to see me start this sketchbook, you can check out that video. It is a Arteza watercolor sketchbook. It's pretty tiny, like here it is compared to my hand. So it's not very big compared to my normal sketchbooks. So it was kind of different working in this sketchbook. Anyways, let's take a look inside. So here we have my kind of welcome page. I actually finished this page last because I skipped the first page and then I totally forgot about it. So I just put a welcome to my sketchbook and then a little Korok. So I started this book on April 26th and then finished it on November 8th. I feel like the sketchbook took me a really long time to finish. I don't know, because it's a small sketchbook, I thought I'd finish it pretty fast, but it took me a really long time. I think it's because I wasn't very good about sketching in it very often. So yeah, I want to try to be better about sketching in my sketchbook more. But anyways, here is the first page. This is the page I did in the video. I was testing out the watercolor pencils along with watercolors. I did try to use the watercolor pencils and watercolors quite a bit in the sketchbook. I didn't use them quite as often as I would like, but I did use them a little bit here and there. On this page, I was doing some Pinterest studies and I was trying to play around with the watercolors a little bit more. I used some metallic watercolors on some of these pages, so you might notice a little bit of shimmer. It looks really cool in real life, but I don't know if the camera will pick it up very much. So I drew this because I was watching a video, and in the video the person was wearing such a dark sweater that you couldn't see their arms moving when they would go into their torso. You would just see their hands, and I thought it was kind of neat, so I tried doing that. So you don't really see the arms, you kind of just see the hands. And this was just kind of a random sketch. I don't remember this one very much. Oh, this was supposed to be kind of like a mermaid. I was kind of just trying to get a feel for the watercolor pencils and play around and have fun with them a little bit. This was Draw This in Your Style on Instagram, and here's the person's username. Mine didn't turn out nearly as nice as theirs. And over here, we have a Link. I actually didn't draw very much of Link in this sketchbook. He's one of the few Links I drew. This was another Pinterest study. I used a little bit of the metallic watercolor right here. I always quite like this one. I like the pop of the yellow with the blue. And over here, I was using some paint markers. I think the Arteza paint markers. And I used it to fill in the shirt, and the rest was done with color pencil. I always quite like this one. I like the color combination of the light teal with the burgundy. And I think it looks kind of nice. Oh, so these are the swatches for the paint pen. And then over here, I did another drawing with the paint pen. I used color pencil and then filled in the shirt with the paint pen or paint marker, whichever one. And then these were just some random pen doodles I did when I was tired. I don't remember them very much. Oh yeah, okay, so I have a funny story about this one. So my sister was looking for something in my sketchbook, and so she grabbed this sketchbook even though the thing she was looking for was in my other sketchbook. And so she grabs my sketchbook and she's like, oh, this is Becca's sketchbook. I'll probably find something really cute and pastel. And then she flipped to this page and she said it literally jump scared her. So yeah, this dude looks kind of crazy. I felt like I was going a little crazy. I don't remember why, but then I drew a dude that looks like he's going a little crazy. Also, this isn't blood. He's crazy, but he's not that crazy. It's just like paint or something. I just really liked the look and the effect of it, so I kind of put it everywhere. I added a little bit right here and then right there, and then I'm like, well, I'll just fill up over here with it. Ooh, so I quite like this one. It's just a girl with leaves, but I always quite like the coloring of the more bluey greens with the more yellowy greens. And these little frog things are something I found on Pinterest. There's a person that makes these cute little frog statue things, and I think they're really cute. They're kind of derpy and a little funny, but I quite like them. And then this is my original character, Pariah. This was a Pinterest study along with some metallic watercolor. And then this is my OC Tokume. These were some clothing studies I did. I felt like studying clothes but not really drawing people, so I drew only the clothing. This was actually really fun to do, and I felt like it helped a lot. I kind of wish I would have done it more in the sketchbook because, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Also, I feel like I keep needing to place my hands weird to hold the pages down. They keep wanting to flop up like this, but I need to hold them down. So this right here is just a girl. I was reading shoujo manga, so I felt like drawing something that looked shoujo-y. And then over here, I was just playing around with the paint markers. I actually always really like this one. I like the feel of it and the kind of rough texture of the paint pen. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Here we have some more Tokume. I felt like drawing him a lot in this sketchbook for some reason. This is around when my sister and my brother and I started watching Pokemon Journeys. It's really cute, and I really like Go. He's adorable. Over here, I was wanting to see how alcohol-based markers would work in this sketchbook, and they actually work pretty okay. Oh, also, this is what I call my chibi elf style. I sometimes like to draw these little chibi-ish elves, and I think they're kind of cute. They're fun to play around with because they're a little bit more simple. So here I was trying to play around with the proportions of the little chibi elves if I wanted something more like this or more like this. And here we just have some more chibi elves. The sketchbook is small, so it was kind of hard to do pose studies in. So I didn't do a ton of pose studies in the sketchbook. So that's kind of why I created the little chibi elves, because they're so tiny that I can fit them in the sketchbook. This was a pen and marker drawing. I always quite like this one. I think his face looks kind of cool. These were just some pen doodles I did while watching TV or something. Ooh, this is one of my favorite sketchbook spreads. I always really like the color combination, and I quite like this one over here. I really love to watch figure skating, and I miss it so much. The championships got canceled because of the situation and stuff. But I drew this little guy, and I think he's quite cute. So here, I was kind of just playing around with the watercolor pencils. This was a Pinterest study, and then this was just a random doodle. It kind of looks like Brayson, so I'll say it's Brayson. It wasn't supposed to be Brayson, but it looks just like him, so... I hope you've enjoyed the sketchbook tour so far. Before we continue, I want to quickly thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. If you've been a part of my channel for a while, you most likely know what Skillshare is. But if you don't, they are a great online learning community where you can learn all kinds of things, like graphic design, animation, creative writing, illustration, and so much more. Skillshare has classes for everyone, no matter your experience level. Since we are looking at my sketchbook, you might be interested in the class Sketchbook Illustration for All. Draw Your Day with Watercolor and Pen by Samantha Dion Baker. Throughout the class, Samantha will teach you how to get started sketch journaling with 3 unique layouts, cultivate a daily creative practice that you can take with you anywhere, find inspiration in the everyday, no matter where your day takes you, and create loose, quick sketches in the moment. Skillshare is always adding new classes, and there are no ads. Members get unlimited access to thousands of inspiring classes at an affordable price of less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. And because Skillshare is the sponsor of this video, the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. So you can try it out at no cost to you. So start learning with Skillshare today, and thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Here we have another little chibi elf, and this is supposed to be Akashi from Haikuu. I don't think it looks like him very much, but it kind of looks like him. I love Akashi, he's so cute. So right here, I was trying to figure out Tokume's outfit. This is around the time I started planning things for my light novel. In early November, I released a light novel on Amazon, and if you want to check it out, you can. It's about Tokume and Koyuki. So this is when I was planning out Tokume's new outfit because he needed a new one because he couldn't wear his old one. These were some more Pinterest studies. I used my water-based markers for these. I use my water-based markers quite a bit in this sketchbook. I quite like them. I use them for the line art and for filling in because they have an itty-bitty, like, tiny nib, and then they also have a brush nib. So yeah, I really like using them. These were some more water-based marker doodles. I don't have much to say about these. I didn't put too much thought into them. I was just kind of mindlessly doodling. These two were some Pinterest studies, and then I drew this one. I always quite like this one. I like the feel of it. It's kind of rough and sketchy, and I like the light bulbs. I don't know, I always like this one. Here we have some two links that I don't like very much. I don't like how either of these turned out, so we'll keep moving. These were some draw this in your styles from Instagram. I always think they're kind of fun to do. So here's the name for this one. And here's the name for this one. I thought these both looked really cool. Oh, this is when the Dynamite MV came out and I wanted to draw V. So I drew him here and I drew him here. I'm pretty pleased with this one because I feel like it kind of looks like him. I always have a hard time making drawings look like the person I'm drawing, but I feel like this one does look like him a little bit. These were some marker doodles I did when I was tired. I always quite like this one. I don't know, it just has a feel about it that I like. Here we have a bunch of swatches. I think it was swatches for watercolors and gouache that I did in a video. Here we have some Haikuu fan art. I drew Bokuto and Sakuza. I quite like Sakuza. I haven't seen much of him in the anime yet, but I'm excited to see more of him because I like him. Here we have some more Tokume sketches, and then this was figuring out how I wanted Mrs. Tanaka to look for my book. This was a little watercolor and gouache painting I did. I always quite like the colors and the shading, but I feel like her face turned out a little I don't know. I just don't feel much of anything when I look at it. Here we have some more little chibi elves. I always quite like these two over here. I think they're cute. And right here, I was grouping all of my art supplies by color. So a lot of times I like to use the same colors when I'm working in my sketchbook. So to make things easier, I grouped them together and put rubber bands around the art supplies. That way it's easier to find colors that go together. And yeah, it's made things a lot easier. Here we have some little fire chibi elves. Out of the chibi elves, I really like these ones. I really like their colors and the way they look. Here is a drawing of Rapunzel. I've been watching the Rapunzel cartoon. I forgot what it's called. But I've been kind of watching it in my free time and it's cute. So I drew Rapunzel. And then this, my sister and I were doing the thing where she has something in her sketchbook and then I need to draw it, but I can't see what it is. She just has to tell me what it is. And we see how close I can get my drawing to her drawing without me seeing her drawing. It's something we like to do sometimes and it's pretty fun. So here we have my original characters Priya and Carson, but in my chibi elf style. Priya and Carson have always been magical elf-like creatures. So I thought they might really fit this chibi elf style, and I do quite like them in this style. So I might keep them in this chibi elf form. Another chibi elf, and here we have an elf, but he's not in chibi form. I really like this one. This one might be my favorite drawing in the entire book. I really love the colors, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Oh, and because I changed Pariah and Carson into chibi elves, I needed to change how Mr. Froggy looked. So I decided on this design. I thought it worked quite well. These are some more marker pen doodles I did when I was tired. I feel like I did a lot of these pictures when I was tired because a lot of times when I sit down with my sketchbook, it's at the end of the day, and sometimes by then I'm tired, so you get stuff like this. This is Hihara Kozuki, I think that's his name, from La Corte de Oro. I recommended it to my sister, so she was watching it, so it kind of made me get back into it a little bit. So yeah, Hihara was always my favorite. This is just a random little doodle. I don't have much to say about it. Oh, these are Kaya and Venti from Genshin Impact. I've been playing it some in my free time on my iPad. I really like Kaya. I mostly play as him. I like his ice freezing powers. I never got to get Venti though. I wish I would have, but I didn't get him when he was available. And his design is so cute. So this is, what's his name? Johan Lee from the webtoon My Deepest Secret. I started reading that recently. None of these really look like him. This one kind of does. But I feel like these two don't really look like him. And here we have this little pencil sketch along with some watercolor. I always quite like her hair and how curly it is. So this next page is the last page of the sketchbook. So here we go. I decided to draw Doris because I often draw Doris at the end of my sketchbooks. This time I drew her in kind of a fall outfit with fall colors because it's currently fall. So yeah, that's the end of this sketchbook. I had a lot of fun working with this sketchbook and getting to experiment more with watercolor and watercolor pencils. But I'm really excited to move on to my next sketchbook. It's a much bigger sketchbook, so I'll be able to do lots of pose studies and fill it with whatever I want and not be restricted to the smaller size. So yeah, I'm really excited to show you all that sketchbook once I finish it. I occasionally post pictures of my sketchbook on Twitter and Instagram, so if you want to see some of it on there, you can check that out. I post all of my sketches from my sketchbook on my Patreon page for my patrons to see. So if you want to see everything in my sketchbook, consider becoming a patron over on Patreon. Well, anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next week in my next video. Bye!